Yo, what is up guys, I'm back on review here. This time we have this 84 Politano. Now, I know I'm a little bit late to this, and it's because, right, I played all my Foot Champs games, and then I played all my Foot Champs placement games next week, which I qualified 5-0. And then this Politano card came out, and then I didn't have any games played with him, so I've literally just not really been playing. I played with him in Division 1, Rank 1, he actually got me that on Sunday, I think it was. As you can see here, Division 1, Rank 1. He was my impact sub. I had this team. I had Wan-Bissaka here, and then Hakimi here. It was like a 5-back. And then he would come off the bench. Really good to be fair. In the 9 games off the bench, he got 5 goals and 1 assist. And obviously, I played some friendlies as well to get him some more goals. So then on stats then, so he's got 88 pace, 82 shooting, 82 passing, 87 dribbling, and 57 physical. So on paper, looks like quite a good card for the time of the year it is. But I'll speak more about that after. If you enjoy the video, I want to see more, please like, subscribe, and peace.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden. I will find the light in your soul, I'll be there. Never leaving you in the darkness, even when you're out of focus. I will be the light in your life, you'll see it clear. I'll be your inspiration, 'cause I know that you'll do just what you're told. I'll be your heart-earned temptation, 'cause I know that you'll make it on your own. Baby, you can count on me now. When you're falling down, 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 I will find the light in your soul, I'll be there. Leaving you alone is the hardest, even when you're out of focus. I will be the light in your life, you'll see it clear. I'll be your inspiration, 'cause I know that you'll do just what you're told. I'll be your heart-earned temptation, 'cause I know that you'll make it on your own. I'll be your inspiration, 'cause I know that you'll do just what you're told. I'll be your heart-earned temptation, 'cause I know that you'll make it on your own.
So what's positive and negative about the card then? So first positive, I'm kicking off the pace. Now the pace for him really good. You don't really need to boost. I've seen a lot of people use a hunter on him. I personally don't recommend you doing that. You can obviously if you need the pace boosted, but generally speaking, a lot of people are going to bring this card on the bench. So I really think that pace is good enough against most attackers are going to be most defenders are going to be tired. Sorry. So generally speaking, that pace for me is going to be good enough, and he actually felt quite rapid in games. To be fair. Next with me actually was a key stat about his. I actually really enjoyed the attack position. His position in and around the box was actually really good, to be fair. It didn't feel like 82 base. Like, I really enjoyed it. He was in the right position always to play him and then like knock it on or something like that. It was really good. Next with me is going to be the shot power. On the shot power for him, 85 base. It's actually quite good, to be fair, especially with the Deadeye Chem style goes to 99. What more can you want out of that? Really deadly. You can low driven, near post, across goal, whatever you want. Now, next up for me is going to be the long shots. Now, long shots for him, along with the curves, that's both of them, allows me a really deadly finisher. And I'm actually going to add a third one onto that, the finesse shot trait. Now, the finesse shot trait is a personal favourite of mine, and it is for a lot of people on FIFA. This just allows them to wrap it from inside the box, outside the box, no matter where. Just finesse it, and it hopefully will go in. Next up for me is going to be the triple threat of the vision, short pass and long pass. Now I actually did think these are actually quite good, to be fair. I don't think you should really recommend you playing him, Cam. I'll explain why on the negative side. But I just think the passing was generally quite top notch. You didn't really put a pass wrong, and if you did, it was my fault for rushing it or sort of that. So generally speaking, that passing is actually perfectly good enough. Next up for me is going to be the agility and the balance. Now these two go hand in hand really nicely, to be fair. The agility is probably the key stat of the two of them because the balance kind of gets counteracted, but the agility especially is 5'7" height. He can turn really, really nicely, twist and turn around the box with his forceful skills and get into a really nice position, to be fair. Next up for me is going to be the actual dribbling stat. Now, as I just mentioned, the agility stat is 92, so being a 5'7" with that agility, with that dribbling, just allows him to be really flowy on the ball and not lose the ball really easily. Let's say like a stiff, agile player like, I know, Lukaku, Drogba, something like that would be. So generally speaking, his agility is really, really good, to be fair. But that's all for the positives. Now let's get to the negatives. So on to the negatives about the card then. So first the negatives, I'm going to kick off the finishing. Now the finishing for me was inconsistent. Now that is the word I'm going to use on the negative screen. I don't think his finishing was bad. Sometimes he'll go bins. But like, let's just say, right, like in Div 1, you don't really get many chances to score, especially late game when you're pressing for the win, you're 3-2 down, you really need that one last chance, and he goes through and goal. Sometimes he'll put it bins, and sometimes he'll put it really far wide, like he won't even hit the target. So his finishing is a little bit inconsistent at times. Maybe it's because I had him on 5 chemistry off the bench at times, which have like 84 finishing because of 5 chemistry. So generally speaking, his finishing is a little bit lackluster at times, but then again, it could also be really, really good. So just take that how you will. It's okay at times. Next up for me is going to be the reactions. The reactions from him are a little bit low. We don't really need it because then he's so fast and he can just like make up for it on the pace side. But generally speaking, the reactions is a little bit low. I know obviously 84 isn't really a bad stat, but you got other cards that like got 90 reactions and 90, 96 stuff like that. Just, you know, the better ones. Next up, he's going to do ball control. The ball control for him wasn't really bad, but it wasn't really amazing. Like sometimes you take like a little bit of a far touch that I really wanted in and around the box. Let's take, because sometimes you have to fire the ball at someone with R1X or something like that, just so to make sure it goes to them, because obviously they've got so many defenders and that, like playing one depth, because that's how people play, obviously. You got to fire it at them and make sure it goes to their feet, and sometimes you take a little bit of a heavy touch, and obviously like a fast defender or like a strong defender would just literally get to that ball and get him off. So that was a little bit of an annoying stat at times, but mainly it was actually okay, but I'm just being cautious and telling you it's there. Next up for me is going to be the composure stat. Now the composure stat for him is a little bit low. This goes hand in hand with the finishing. I just say be wary of it, bringing him off the bench because of this. He is really good at getting himself into that position, but just be wary that sometimes it might go wide, and you'll know why, because of the composure and the finishing is a little bit inconsistent at times. Just be wary of that. Next up for me is going to be the aerial ability. Now the aerial ability for him is practically useless. At 5'7", the 42 head accuracy and 53 jumping is practically useless. There's no point in trying to go up for aerials with him. I don't think you're really going to. I don't really think that's wise, to be honest, but yeah. Next up for me is going to be the stamina. Now the stamina, obviously, if you've been on from the bench, it doesn't really matter. Just ignore this part. But if you're like starting him and you're starting him as a cam, you do need to be careful of the stamina because it will last. It will last like 80 minutes, I would say, and then you got to probably bring him off because he will die. Like, I'm not talking like maybe just about keep running. Then like Neymar struggles as well. A cam with that stamina. It's a little bit low, to be honest. But striker and wide, I feel like you get away with it. And obviously off the bench, you could easily get away with it. Now last for me is going to be the strength. Now the strength at 42 is very, very bad. Obviously you don't really expect him to be high strength because he's the agility and that, he just twist and turn fast. You don't really have a card that can have like really high agility and also really high strength, and if you do, they're going to be the best card in the game. But yeah, the strength isn't really amazing, so just be wary of that. But overall, that is actually quite a good card for the price. I'll speak more about this now on my overall scores. So I'm now deciding to change up how I do my reviews. I've decided to go a little bit even more in depth because I'm literally trying to be as best as I can for the content that you guys deserve. So we're going to go into subsections now, and then we're going to give an overall score afterwards and an overall score for the money. So we're going to go on to first pace. Now pace for him, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. It's not really the fastest card in the game, but generally speaking, he will outpace quite a lot of defenders. Obviously, you've got the speedy boy fullbacks that he's not going to outpace even late in the game. So just be wary of that. But the pace overall, 8 out of 10 I'm going to give it. Shooting for him, I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10 as well. I think the shooting is quite good at times, but it also can be a little bit inconsistent. So just be wary of that. It looks quite good on base, but just be careful. Now the passing, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Now the passing, I know I didn't say it was bad, and I know it isn't bad, but generally speaking, it's quite average. You get a lot better than that, you get a lot worse. It's just really average. I feel like 7's a perfectly good enough rating for that. Now the agility for him, the dribbling overall, I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10. I think that's actually one of his best attributes, especially with the agility and the dribbling and stuff like that. It makes it really, really good overall. It makes him very nimble to get in behind, so that is a very key stat about him. Now the physical for him, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Now the physical for him, very, very bad. Even the stamina isn't really the best, so just be careful of that. The physical overall isn't really the best. Price for coins, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. I do think it's really, really good for the price. 50k, I think it is. And he might get an upgrade depending on if they get out of their Europa League group, because I know they are struggling right now. So he might not get upgraded and you might not be using him for very long. But if they do, you might be using him for a bit longer. So overall score for him then, I'm going to give this card an 8.5. I think that's perfectly good enough. He is quite a decent card to be fair, but sometimes he can be a little bit inconsistent at times. So just be wary of that. So that's all for this review. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe if you want to see more. I'm trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. It's probably not going to happen because I realistically need 200 subs a month, and it's just not going to be like that unless I post that every single day. But if you can help me out, shout me out, share the video to your mates or something if they need to see it, or just, I don't know, leave a nice comment or something. But other than that, I've got nothing more to say, so I hope you enjoyed the review, and see you on the next one. Peace.